Welcome back, Harbor Hawk fans, to another parking lot preview. Matt Ford-Wellman, Michael Najarian, Tym Brown. We're back again for Game 40, the final game of the regular season here at McKeon Park. Hyannis Harbor Hawks against the Wareham Gatemen. Fellas, it all comes down to this. It really is just the final game means everything right now. If the Hawks win, they're in. If they don't, it's up to Falmouth. Falmouth can take it with a win tonight, barring a Hawks loss. But the Hawks need to get it done here. They do. They're in. 4 seed. They'll probably play these guys again, Mike. Can you talk about the seeding a little bit? Do you understand?
Yeah, so the way I understood it,
Yes.
looking at the standings, is if Hyannis beats the Wareham Gatemen tonight, they are definitely in the playoffs.
Yes.
That part's done. That'll be great. Depending on how the Bourne YD game goes, I don't know who has the head-to-head tiebreaker between Bourne and Wareham. Okay. So depending if Bourne also wins that game, it'll be Hyannis the 3 or we could be 3 or 4.
Yes.
Because it depends on that Cotuit Falmouth game. If Cotuit wins and Hyannis wins, Hyannis is the 4 seed, likely taking on number 1 Bourne.
Yes.
If Cotuit loses and Hyannis wins, Hyannis is 3, likely taking on the 2nd place Wareham Gate.
Tim, Hyannis needs to come in, set a presence early. I feel like, Hyannis has done so much better work when they've, gotten a lot of runs in early in the game, when they've pitched really well out the gate. Who's starting for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks?
Well, Matt, Mason Russell is going to be on the bump today for Hyannis. He has only 1 start under his belt so far in this summer, and it didn't go too well for him. Pitched just 3 innings, gave up 5 hits, and 3 runs, only 2 earned to the Cotuit Cavaliers in a 3-3 tie. That's not an expressly bad start. That is something to build upon for sure for, a guy just settling into a starting role. Like I said, that was his 6th appearance of the season, so 5 other relief appearances behind him, but still carries a 6.75 ERA with him. A negative strikeout to walk ratio is not something that fans will look highly upon. But one thing you can say about the Wareham Gatemen team is that their offensive metrics can allow pitchers to grow and flourish against them. We saw that with Eddie Copper the last time that the Hawks went out there. He was growing into a starting role and had himself an excellent outing out there. So Mason Russell definitely has an opportunity right here to show some growth.
Mike, Wareham, they're coming in again. McKeon Park has fostered them well. It's been, a battle all season. What are they bringing to the table? Mason Russell, hopefully, that's what he needs to do. But Wareham, they got to, come in, score some runs. They're looking to win this game, of course. What are they bringing?
Yeah, so one thing I think it's important to note about the Wareham offense is they are near the bottom of the Cape League in on-base percentage, but they are at the top of the Cape League in runs scored. Yeah. They lead the Cape League in runs scored. So that tells you that when they do get runners on, they bring those runners in. So that's going to be important for Mason Russell and the Hyannis pitching staff to keep as many Wareham guys off the bases as possible. This Wareham offense is powerful. This Wareham offense is good. They're at the top of the Cape League in quite a lot of categories. Home runs, RBIs, runs scored, doubles, slugging percentage, to name a few. They're the only team in the Cape League with an OPS over 700. They're good. One guy you want to watch out for, 2-way player, Caden McDonald. He's probably going to start a playoff game for them. Today, he's in the lineup. He's only going to be hitting. He's got a 362 average, a 466 on-base percentage, 870 OPS. He's got 7 RB. I was reading off the wrong player. Caden McDonald has a 402 on-base percentage, 494 slugging percentage, 896 OPS in 30 games played. He's got 6 home runs, 18 RBIs, and 14 walks. He's good. He's a hitter you're going to have to worry about.
That's more like it.
Yeah.
The guy who has the 362 average, 466 on base, that's Christopher Ramirez. He's an infielder. In 16 games, he's got 7 RBIs, 10 walks, 6 stolen bases, 9 runs scored. Chris McHugh, another guy, corner infielder, 7 doubles, 5 home runs, 13 walks. These guys are patient at the plate.
Yeah.
You're going to have to throw strikes against these guys to get outs. Sometimes that's been an issue for Hyannis. Sometimes they've done it really well. Mason Russell's going to have to throw strikes. He's going to have to correct that negative strikeout to walk ratio. Yeah. And the runs scored, these two teams play each other very evenly. Wareham has scored 18 against Hyannis. Hyannis has scored 17 against Wareham. the last 2 games these two have played have been decided by 1 run. It's going to be close out there. Every run is going to be so important. And Wareham starting today, they have TJ Schlageter from Louisville. He's good. He has made
How good, Mike?
He's made 8 appearances. This is going to be his second start.
Okay.
He's got an ERA under 1. He's got a 0.61 ERA. He's allowed 1 earned run in just over 14 innings pitched. His WHIP is 1.09.
Okay.
Wow.
I think this is going to end up being a little bit of a bullpen game for Wareham today, with the off day going into tomorrow ahead of game 1 of the playoffs. So we might not see him for very long, but what we do see out of him, history tells us it's going to be good.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to keep guys off the base paths. He's not going to allow a lot of runs. But another interesting thing to note about Wareham, they've allowed 180 runs this season. 30 of those are unearned. So in the field, they will make some errors that will lead to some... We saw that against Hyannis opening day. 7 runs scored by Hyannis. I think 5 or 6 of those were unearned runs. Like, they can score runs without racking up hits against this team, but obviously you do want to rack up some hits. Hyannis offense, they're going to have their work cut out for them tonight.
I want to turn the conversation a little bit towards a different, area of Hyannis' play that has maybe struggled or been really successful in certain regards. Kind of their defense. I want to talk about the positioning tonight. Who's playing where? Let's just go through it really quick. Where we're confident, where we're not. On the right side of the infield, Ryan McKay, Gabe Camacho, been really good.
That feels
so
good.
far. That feels pretty good. On the left side, Jake Schaffner, Charlie Bates. Out in the outfield, Owen Prince, Parker Brocious, center field and right field, and in left, Jeff Lujan. The outfield I feel really strong about.
Yeah.
They've covered a lot of ground. They've made a lot of great plays. Each of them have showed, put the body on the line. I think they're all playing for that playoff run. I think everyone in the outfield rock solid. How do we feel about the infield, guys?
It's been shaky at times, especially considering last night's performance from the Hawks. Gabe Camacho exited the game after a couple errors at first base. He had one in particular that skipped off his glove as he made a swipe at it, and then Ryan McKay failed to pick it up himself. That allowed a run to score for Orleans. That was one of 6 errors last night for the Harbor Hawks. Only one of them came from the outfield. I believe it was Owen Prince overrunning a ball
Larson had a throwing error.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I forgot about that. So 2 of those, but 4 on the infield still.
It's not good.
Harbor Hawks need to clean it up there. But, I mean, Mike, as you said, Wareham is one of the less proficient fielding teams in the league as well. I actually looking into it last night. Harbor Hawks had the second most errors in a game this season. Wareham had the most with 7 on July 5th. So both teams are definitely trying to improve in that area, but for the Harbor Hawks, it's so fresh in their mind that I find it hard to believe that their focuses won't be there tonight.
Are we thinking over or under 10 errors total tonight between both teams?
I'm really hoping under. I am really hoping under.
I think we're going to get under. I think both teams are going to play their best ball tonight. I think everybody wants to, go into playoffs on a high note. Harbor Hawks need to go into the playoffs on a bit of a high note. Wareham
They need to get into the playoffs.
Great. Yes, I think that's the key.
End of story.
The key piece of that. I'd like to fold over to the Hyannis' offense. I think we'll clash that with a little bit of the player of the game here. Pick a couple guys, even if you want, that you think either need to be successful, and then you're obviously your player of the game. Shout out a couple dudes you think need to be successful for the Hawks to have a good game today.
Well, I'll say it like I said yesterday, the bottom of the lineup needs to turn over, and it worked so well. Brody Briggs and Devin Mitchell really did a great job at the 8 and 9 last night, and they turned it over to Owen Prince, who had 3 RBIs on the day, made the most of the opportunities he got. Luke, you know who's starting tonight?
The Fifth Element.
Yes, sir.
Mason Russell. Tonight. I love you, Mason.
Thank you, Luke Mansfield.
Thank you, Luke.
Where was I again?
Bottom of the order.
Bottom of the order.
Bottom of the order. Tonight,
great day.
it's going to be Jake Schaffner in the 9-hole, and I think that is a power move.
The best 9-hole hitter
Mitchell.
in the Cape League.
If Jake Schaffner is hitting 9th for you, I think you feel pretty good about your lineup.
Real good player.
Yeah.
Well, I think Mitch Carricker noticed the pattern from last night, that giving Owen Prince good opportunities, both as your leadoff hitter and seeing guys in front of him, is ideal because he can do damage in both spots with his speed and with his contact ability. So, I mean, just continuing that trend, Jake Schaffner is an absolute excellent guy to have at the bottom of your lineup.
I think on that note, like, you might have a player that would fold right into that bottom of the lineup, needs to turn over. I mean, obviously, the whole lineup is going to need to be successful. Brody Briggs has had a lot of great at-bats being the catcher. He sees a lot of pitches. He sees a lot of balls. He really can make good contact and be a good guy to flip over that lineup. Mike, who do you think's player of the game? Give me some players.
Yeah, well, first of all, I think a couple of players that Hyannis needs to have big games today are Owen Prince and Dayton LaChance.
Yeah.
Each had 3 RBIs last night. Prince with a couple singles. Dayton LaChance had 2 home runs. After so many times this summer of flying out to the warning track, doubling off the wall, almost getting that home run, it was great to see him finally break through with 2 long balls last night. One opposite field solo shot and one absolute no doubt 2-run shot to left center field, threatening the cars parked out there.
Yeah.
They were on red alert out there for Dayton LaChance long ball. I think you need those guys to once again, get on base, get the hits when you need them. Dayton LaChance at DH, I think we can agree, is the best, is where you want him in the lineup today. He hits flat out. Brody Briggs, excellent defensive catcher. He's the guy you want behind the plate tonight. So those guys are going to be players you want to watch for, but none of those guys will not be my player of the game.
Whoa.
My player of the game, Tim talked about, the bottom of the lineup needing to flip it over a little bit. So I'll go with a guy who's at the bottom of the lineup. It's going to be Luge.
Yeah.
Jeff Luge is going to be my player of the game.
Yeah.
He's going to have 2 doubles tonight. I'm calling exactly 2 doubles tonight for Jeff Luge. He's going to have a couple RBIs as well. Runs, whenever you can get them against Wareham, you take them. Runs are important tonight. You need to get as many of them as possible. I think Jeff Luge is going to be a big part of that after not playing last night against Orleans. Just a final day off for him, I would imagine. He's going to be my player of the game. Score prediction. These teams have played each other very well. This is going to be a close one because Hyannis is fighting for their lives. That's what Mitch Carricker said last night. Wareham is trying to get up to first place. It's going to be a 1-run game. It's going to come down to a Connor Kelly save in the 9th.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's going to be 4-3. Hyannis
4-3.
Harbor Hawks.
All right, yeah. I do it.
Fellas, I have the game script right here, by the way.
Oh, okay.
This is what's going to happen.
So what's going to happen?
Parker Brocious came in, has been playing some really good ball.
Mm-hmm.
He's playing, in the outfield. His legs are going to be fresh. I think he's going to steal a couple bags. And I want to go 3 dudes in the 2, 3, and 4. I think they're going to get a lot of at-bats. Owen Prince is no doubt going to find a way on. He's going to walk. He's going to get a couple knocks.
Yeah.
He's going to find a way on. He's a hot hitter right now. Parker Brocious, Ryan McKay, Gabe Camacho. Those guys right there at the core part of the lineup. If they can get runs in early, the first inning, the 4th inning, maybe the 3rd inning, even if they can turn over that lineup at the bottom of the order, like you said, Tim, if they can make that work, the core part of that lineup, I can see them breaking this game open. And that's where the Harbor Hawks have felt the most comfortable historically throughout the season. And they haven't really gotten into that group. Now's a better time than any. If they can get going with that, I have real confidence, maybe in the 5th, 6th, 7th, that the Hawks can really win this game. They'll feel like they're going downhill trying to make the playoffs. That's where they want to be. They don't want to be stressing in the 8th or 9th.
Yeah.
That's, I think, where the Hawks want to be. I'm being optimistic tonight, fellas. I think Parker Brocious, Ryan McKay, Gabe Camacho, my player of the game, Ryan McKay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Harbor Hawk for lifer.
Yeah. Yes.
He's been here.
From day
He's
one.
invested. This is the game he's been looking to. He's now here. He wants to make the playoffs. This is his time.
Yeah.
He's going to have a great game.
And Matt, me and Tim were talking about this off camera before you got here. If this game is close, as we get into the 5th, the 6th, the 7th, is Carson Yasa getting called out of that bullpen?
I'd be pretty pumped if he did.
I think he has to be available tonight.
Okay.
Yeah.
I agree.
That would
This is
be
win or go home. This is game 7 of the
I think-
regular season.
I think we can all agree that he's your game 1 playoff starter if
Yeah.
you make it there.
Mhm.
But
There's no game 1 if you don't
but
get
you
there.
have to make it there.
Mhm.
right.
So I think you
I'm with
gotta.
you.
I think, me and Tim kind of agreed on this. He's got to be available out there. He's got to be ready to pitch if Mitch Carricker needs him. But obviously, you want to stay away. You don't want to have to need him tonight.
No, you don't want to have to need him.
But I
at all.
think if he needs to be used, he's got to be used.
fellas, this is it. This is either the start or the end of a Hawks playoff run, of a Hawks playoff run.
Yeah.
All or nothing, boys.
Yeah.
What do we think it's going to be? It's going to be a close game. Called it out. I didn't even give my score prediction.
I didn't
fellas.
give mine either.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't give a full player of the game.
Do you want a
either.
player of the game?
I'll
Then?
player of the
Go
game.
ahead,
Okay.
please.
I took Ryan McKay.
I know, and that
He's
was a little
definitely
bit hurtful to my brand as
That's
I've
fine.
built it here.
That's fine.
He has.
But, I mean, let's lean into real reasoning here. Owen Prince had an incredible day yesterday.
Okay.
The lineup flipping over is obviously a trend that, Mitch Carricker is leaning into.
Mm-hmm.
And I agree that Jeff Lucci's going to have great production. I think I've already talked everyone's ear off about how good Jake Schaffner could be out of the 9-hole.
Mm-hmm.
So why not say Owen Prince has a big day again? I'm looking forward to writing the Owen Prince 4 RBI story puts Harbor Hawks into the playoffs.
Okay.
So Owen Prince is my player of the game, and those 4 RBIs are going to be crucial, but it's only going to be half the scoring.
Ooh.
Okay.
I think
The other half.
well, the other half isn't going to be one man. I don't think we're getting another Dayton LaChance legacy game, although
Okay.
that would be very, very nice if he
Yes.
wanted to
That'd be
do
pretty
so.
cool.
That would be crucial.
Pretty cool.
But one thing I will say is it's going to be a little bit of a high score if the Hawks want to win it. Simply because, their starter, Wareham starter, is typically a reliever, right? He might be somewhat of an opener. He might just go 2 or 3. But if you condense him to just 2, you build tough at-bats against him because obviously he's been tough for anybody to hit 1.09 whip. You just make those at-bats difficult and get into that bullpen earlier and really stretch them out. You're going to find someone who isn't having their best night. So the Harbor Hawks need to do that offensively, and then defensively, Mason Russell putting it over the plate, Wareham hits hard. They're going to do damage at one point, but it's important to just stick through it, and that's why I think it's going to be an 8-6 victory for Hyannis today, because still Wareham's going to put up a fight. They want that 1 seed, but the Hawks want to be in the playoffs just a little bit more.
Yeah.
Fellas, it's actually going to be 5-3, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Well, he does have the game script.
That's
You have
true.
the
That's
game
true.
script.
He did say so.
It is 5-3.
Yeah.
And it's because it's going to be a start and stop game. You're right, Tim. Pitchers are going to come in and have their best day, but I think somebody's going to put on the brakes. Just like we talked about, I think Wareham really wants to win this game. I think the Harbor Hawks want to win this game. They're going to slam somebody in there, put on the brakes, and stop a Wareham, drive it. And that's why I think those 3 runs are going to come through. But the Hawks are going to have to get out early in some regard. I think before the 5th inning, we're going to see some type of run support. And then later in the game, we're going to see somebody come in clutch. That's where the 5 runs are going to come in. I think it'll be, 3 runs early, 2 runs late. And that's what I think will seal the deal for the Harbor Hawks. That's what the game script says.
Okay.
So
You don't think. You know.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay.
I like it, man.
We're set,
Okay. Oh.
fellas. It's a Sunday night. McKeon Park should be packed. And I expect it to be so.
Yes.
We need them, going crazy. We need fan engagement. I expect everybody going for the chicken dance.
Yes.
Mike, are you doing the chicken dance?
I pledged before
Yes.
that I would do it.
Yes. That's the only way we get into the playoffs, Mike.
The Plains are very excited that I'm doing the chicken dance tonight.
Yeah.
You need to do the chicken dance otherwise you get in the playoffs. That's why we have that, 2-run, 6th, 7th.
And as long as Owen Wigren serves as my partner,
He will. We will make sure
I
of
will
it.
be chicken dancing.
He will be there no matter what.
Fellas, we need the crowd to be loud.
Yeah.
We need everybody screaming. We need everybody pumped up. We got one final time. Potentially.
We hope
Potentially one
it's
final
not.
time.
For the final time of the regular,
regular
season.
season.
Final time of the
But what
regular
we hope
season.
is not the final time of the summer.
Yeah.
You know what it
Fellas.
is?
It's time.
Go Hawks!